Hey there, viewers. Deli here. Welcome back to Ara. Today is, well, apparently a day for kawaii, cute, dootsy, pootsy, footsy stuff in Gaia. Because I guess they were celebrating Valentine's Day, which is long over now, but to each their own, I suppose. But also, today, here on RO, is the day for Roguehood. So, we are going to become a rogue, but first I'm going to shoot up here to the shop and sell some of my junk, and then after that I will probably go to Prontera where the platinum skill NPC is, and I'll pick up the platinum skills for us so that we'll have what we need to be super pro awesome cool sweetness guy stuff, if you catch my drift. I'm sure that you do. Alright, adjust myself forward a little bit. Make sure that you can hear me. And now we're just going to go to the Warper Towns, and I believe they said that this is where the Platinum skill NPC was Prontera. Which would make sense, I suppose, because that's where it was on our old server. So healer, DBs, BS. It was right here on my last server. Valentine Vote Manager. I don't know what the fuck that is. Man from Morocco. Chef assistant, tool dealer. Yuna! What the fuck are you doing here? Oh, worshiping Odin. I don't care about that. I just want platinum scales. Hello? I'm gonna pretend to be a girl. Oh. I see. That was a quest to make a headgear, apparently, and instead I just made myself look like a effeminate male. Oops. Let's see here. This is the blacksmith. It's not gonna be in here. I'll probably end up editing this down. I'm gonna try and find out where this platinum skill NPC is. Okay, so I found her. Somehow I missed her just standing right here. I'm stupid. Alright, so she is going to give me these for 100k. Alright, 100k isn't really that much in this game, but, you know, since I started this character with nothing, he's not exactly loaded right now, but it is totally worth getting the skills, so we're just going to tell her that yes, we are absolutely interested in this, and I still have 86k to spare, so now when I open up my skills here, we'll see backsliding, pick stone, throw stone, sprinkle sand, and that's it. So I always put backsliding into F5, and when you hit it, you go flying backward 5 cells. Works out perfectly. So this is really good for when you're in an AoE situation. Say that you see a AoE being casted on the ground around you and it's like storm gust or something. You can be like, oh my god, and GTFO. Or even if you just need to get out of a pinch real quick, like, oh my god, my health is really low, backslide and then hide as quick as you can, that sort of thing. So that's why I said this is one of the most useful skills that you can get as a thief. Alright, so we're going to head back to Gaia now and talk to our job changer, and she is going to hook us up and get us flipped her to Roguehood. I know I said I might do the quest, but I don't really feel like it. Sorry, I guess that's not really the type of attitude to have, but whatever. Alright, so we're gonna be a rogue. Yes, transform me. I'm a rogue! Okay. Now, they gave me a Gladius, but that is not nearly as good as the Suxamad that I'm using, so there's no use in picking that up right now. So, shoot her here. You can see when we changed over to our new job, we got a bit of an HP boost and a bit of an SP boost. But we still don't have much SP because there's not really a need for it. New thing you'll notice is when you go into your skill tree, you'll see that we have quite a bit more skills here. And I actually don't know too much about the skills for rogues because I've only played a rogue like halfway to 99. So, well, I mean from Roguehood up toward 99. So I got to like level 75 or 80. But right now my primary goal is to get things moving. You also see here, job level is back to 1, but our base level is still at 68. So that's what happens when you change the job. You move on to job level 1. And then you start out your new phase as a rogue. I'm going to drop this Gladius in my storage. I don't really know why. It's not even 3 slotted, so there's not much of a point to it. But now I'm going to head back to where we were the last time in Ice Dungeon. Alright. And let's tear up some Saromas to gain some really fast and awesome job levels. That Rowan's gonna come after me. I can smell it. Here he comes. Go away, Rowan! Look at that. 16 jobs already. Sadly, I have no idea what to do with them. So, I may have to cut the video off here in the next little bit to sort of set up a skill build for me. I might actually show you guys that. That might be a good thing to do, is show you where you can make out skill builds and how to do it. But first I'm going to gather up the last of these Saromas here. I don't have any stat points to put up, so we're just going to keep doing work on these guys. Oh, no, I do have stat points. We will keep that there because that's an even balance. That gives me a perfect plus 10 bonus. And this, we could use some extra agi, so why not? Let's just pump some into agi real quick. And then, as you can see, we're up to job level 23 already. It does slow down, of course. You guys already knew that, but come here, Rowan. I'm gonna kill you, but I gotta keep you away from that muscipula, or else it'll heal you up. That's no fun. Alright, so at job 30, I'm going to tab over and show you guys the skill builder that I use. And that'll, for any of you who haven't, or who are sort of using this, like, or who haven't played the game and are planning on playing it, this will help you out a lot and sort of give you a good place to start on what you're doing. I'm not even going to try to go the way of that muscipula. That was a gypsy. I don't know what she was doing in here. I think that was a gypsy. That may have been a dancer. I don't really know the whole bitch classes and stuff between the non-bitch classes or whatever. That just sounded really sexist. I swear I don't call women bitch. Well, I do call them bitches in real life, but only if I'm talking to guys. And it's joking, obviously. I'm not. I ain't like that, bro. I might actually do this whole job tree thing sooner. No, I'm not. I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing. Don't stop doing what you do. That is a commercial for my place of work, actually. If any of you remember that Lowe's commercial recently. Yeah, I'm cool. I work at Lowe's. Show people my nuts. Show them my wood. You know, just the typical awesome hardware guy stuff. Alright, so we're getting to that point where it's going to start being beneficial for us to use elements to our advantage. So I'm just going to give the basic outline for how elements work right now. RO has, I think, 6 or 7 different elements. They have, well, I guess it depends if you consider frost and shadow the same as water and dark. So basically the way that it works is you have your base elements like fire, earth, wind, and water. And each of these are going to have a counter as well as something that they can counter. It's pretty basic when you think about it, but a lot of people have issues grasping it at first. So basically, I'm just going to start at the top. Fire is countered by water. Water is countered by wind. Wind is countered by earth. All of these you can think of really easily when you're trying to visualize it, because you think water is going to put out fire, wind. The thing that wind is it's also considered electric, so it's considered shock damage. So water conducts electricity, thus water property monsters are going to take more damage from wind or electric damage. So god damn it, glitchy cells. So when you think of it like that, it makes more sense. And then of course fire is going to damage earth because, well, earth is a solid, and earth is going to hurt wind because wind cannot travel through earth. So there you have your baseline of the elements and how they work. And then there are two outliers as well. Well, I guess three technically. They have shadow property and holy property as well. So holy property obviously is countered by shadow, and shadow counters holy. Those are one of the two elements that actually work against each other in lieu. So if you're killing shadow things, use holy. If you're killing holy things, use shadow. And there's also a dark property, if I'm not mistaken, which it basically works the same as shadow property. Each property has a different level to it between level 1 and 4. And the higher the level, then the more effective the opposing elements are going to be against it. That's like a level 1 wind. You could still kill it with a wind weapon, but it's just not going to be very effective. Wow, that guy just touched my butthole a couple times. So it's not going to be super effective if you use the same element on a level 1, but it's going to completely miss on anything above like a level 3, I think. So, but still in any case, you're always going to make sure that you're using the element that's opposite of what you're killing, just because it helps. And the final element that is in the mix up here is neutral. Not the final, actually, because there's a counter to neutral as well. Neutral works against any element except for one. It doesn't work on ghost property. Ghost property is best, but ghost property can be damaged by any other property, but it is best to use holy or actually, oddly enough, ghost against ghost property. Confusing, I know, it's really weird, but that's like there's the pouring boss called Ghost Ring. He's ghost property, but when you use immaterial arrows against him, which are ghost property, it does ridiculous amounts of damage and is awesome. So all of the elements you sort of have to take time and figure out and learn what is countered by what. And a lot of times you'll be able to tell what property things are just by looking at them and like what type of map they're on. Like Saromas, you can guess, they're probably water or ice property. So all we have to do is come down here to the chat bar, type @me, which is @mobinfo, which I think I already explained this to you, and then type Seroma, hit enter, and there you can see right there, race formless, element, water, level 3. So the best thing to use against them would be a wind or a electric type weapon. Alright, so right now as it stands, we're at job 31. I went a little bit over what I said I was going to, but I'm going to cut the video here real quick, and then I'll start it back up once I start recording my desktop or my web browser. So I'll be back in just a second. Alright, so here we are at my web browser. This is a site called ratemyserver.net. As you can see, I sort of have it stuck up here because I go to it frequently whenever I'm playing RO. And this is basically your one-stop shop for everything you need to know about Ragnarok. It has monster searches, databases, quest databases, everything that you could possibly want to know about RO. All the features are really simplistic to use. So say that you want to search for an armor that's really good for you, or a pet armor or anything. Different cards. When you go into your card search, you can go to item search and then go to advanced searches and search for specific cards, say like card that goes on your armor, and say that you wanted to look for armor or something like that, then you could look for having less than or equal to a certain amount of slots. It's a really great place, and they have full listings of a bunch of different servers. When you click on mid-rate, here you can see Lumina RO. That's the server that I'm playing on right now. It says the rates, things like that. It shows other servers that it might be competing with, things like that. So basically what I wanted to do was I came here so that I could set up my skills. So we're going to come down here to the skill simulator. And then we are going to click on our class and select Rogue right there, and then hit go. Alright, now as you can see, it opens up an entire skill tree that we can simulate what we've done so far. So we know that we had double attack to 10, we had increased dodge to 10 as well. Steal we only had to 8, and then everything else was to 10. So we'll pump all that out. 1, and there we go. That puts us perfectly where we need to be. Alright, so now, as you can see, we have all these new skills that we have to figure out what we want to use and if we want to use them. Alright, some of them are bow skills because you can be a bow rogue. My friend Matt looks very down upon bow rogues and is not quite the fan of them, but they can be effective if played correctly, but that is definitely not the route that I want to go. So I think that I'm going to stick with using daggers, and one skill that you definitely want to get is backstab. That is an extremely useful skill. So as you can see right here, for backstab we need steel coin to level 4. Steel coin isn't even on here yet, so we need to figure out how to get steel coin. And look through here real quick. There's steel coin, and you need stature level 4. So there are two ways that you can do this. You can slowly work through it and go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you get steel coin, and then you can put that up to whatever level you need. Or you can click this arrow, and it automatically gives you the prerequisites for steel coin and adds it in. So you can do that, and then of course we need level 4 steel coin at least to do this. And if you want to know what this skill actually does, you can click on it, and it'll give you a full description. So, steel coin. Steals any from a monster affected by dex, luck, and skill level. Amount stolen is based on the monster's level. Can only be used to steal any once. However, it is possible to steal any from monsters that the user stole items before. So, and then it tells you your chance to actually steal from them. So, it's a good way to sort of harvest up some extra zenny. And I don't think it's passive. I think, is it passive? Active. Okay, so that's the difference between skills. It's passive and active. Passive skills will just always be active, and active skills are ones that you have to activate and use on something like yourself or, you know, a monster in this case. Alright, so I'm going to build this out real quick, and then after I'm done, I'll give you guys a little look at it, and after that, I'm going to get back into the game. Alright, so I've got my skill build all set up here. Initially, I had plagiarism maxed out. Plagiarism allows you to copy skills from other characters in the game. So you can copy level 1 skills of any sort, even things like magic spells and things like that. But I don't plan to level very much like that. I intend to just sort of stick with the good old daggers / saber or whatever I plan to do. So instead, I used the points that could have went to getting that to plus 10, or getting that all the way to 10, and put them into Swordmaster instead, which gives me some bonus damage with daggers and swords. So that's a little bit more useful for me. Then I got Backstab to 10, because that'll be a very useful offensive skill. And then Tunnel Drive is essentially cloaking for assassins, however, you're moving a little bit slower. So that's the only exception. And then Raid is an attack that you can use while you're hiding. So I think it's also if you're in Tunnel Drive. So that's a good skill, and it also works as an AoE. So it says it does 3x3 cells, and it gives a chance to stun or something like that. Intimidate was required to get plagiarism, but it's also a useful skill. It basically teleports you and a target somewhere else. So now that I got this all set up, I'm going to head back into RO, and we'll get our skills all set up. Alright, so we have, what, 30? Yep, 30 levels to work with exactly. Right now, Sword Mastery is going to be a huge help to me because it adds some decent attack to what I'm doing. So I'm going to go ahead and add that in as quickly as I can. Next up, we need Snatcher to level 4. So we'll get that up to 4, hit apply, and now it opens up steel coins. So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4 because we need that to 4 as well, I believe. Let me check. Yes. Level 4. Okay. And now that that's to 4, we should have just unlocked Backstab. And there it is. So we can get that all the way to level 10 right now. So I'm going to do that, max that out. And now that's our primary skill. I usually put my primary skill in F2, and then I will end up putting Tunnel Drive. It's just not to 5 yet, but it's not a selectable thing, so. Alright. I actually thought the Tunnel Drive was an active skill, but it actually just modifies your hide. So now that I'm hidden, I can still move a little bit. But as you can see, I move significantly slower than what I normally would. So I'm not sure what I'll end up putting in F1. F1 is typically my cloak, so that's where I was going to put Tunnel Drive. But alright, and we are getting to that point where I'm going to want to start using Awake Potions. Ah, Snatcher. Snatcher's kicking in. So, I know what I'll put in F1. I'll just put Steel Coin right there. So basically I just walk up and go, bing. Oh, it didn't work. Okay, maybe I'm not high enough of a level on Steel Coin to do that. But if it were going to work, then it would be helping me out quite a bit and getting me a little bit of zenny from each monster. But, you know, in all honesty, it's not really enough to make a huge deal over. Alright, so let's try out Backstab here. Alright, 1.5k, that's pretty nice. Nothing significant. I mean, we're only level 70. Make that 71 after, like 2 more kills, probably. Yeah, see, in Snatcher is an auto-steal type function, so I'm getting, you know, like double the drops on certain drops, which is great for making money. Rogues are actually really good harvesters, and it's always a good option to make a rogue if you're, you know, looking into making a little bit of extra zenny in what you're doing. Ooh, got a nice little flea bonus there. But yeah, as I was saying, it's about time to start using Awakening Potions. I forget if rogues can use Berserks or not. Berserk Potions are much better than Awakes, but Awakes definitely help a lot. So I will probably shoot back to town here shortly, and actually will likely end the video rather than continuing on, because this has been a bit of a long segment. I know I'll edit some of it down and remove certain dull parts, but it's only when I'm flipping between screens and whatnot. But I think I will get to job 35 and then cut off this session. So for now, let's keep on doing what we're doing. Ooh, that might come a little bit sooner than I expected. That's what she said. Really, one of the main joys of playing a rogue is when you get a really good amount of ASPD and you can just haul ass and like bitch slap the crap out of stuff. Just whoopsh, 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 whoopsh. It's almost like you're playing an assassin because you're attacking so ridiculously fast. Alright. Drive, get it to 5. There's a rowing. Actually, getting to job 35 will probably be a perfect amount of time. Assuming I don't die first. If I die, then I'll likely cut it off as well. Also, you guys may have noticed it last time. Oh shit, I'm gonna get owned, aren't I? You guys may have noticed it last time, but I turned ugly and have a green troll looking face going on. And that's whenever you attack an angel type monster, I think you have that effect come over you. But I don't understand it because when you at me Seromas, I just made a plural. They're not angel type at all. So I'm not sure why. I think that might be some sort of glitch, but it's always been like that. So, you know, you win some, you lose some. I guess that's just the price to pay for killing fuzzy balls, is by becoming an ugly green dude. So I'm sorry if this Let's Play is a little bit boring. I understand that it is a lot of grinding, and it may not be super entertaining to watch, but I enjoy commentating on this game. It's really relaxing for me, and just it's sort of a nice break away from playing Call of Duty and things like that, because Call of Duty, while it's really fun and definitely rewarding when you just really knock the games out of the park, it's also very nerve-wracking, and it can really stress the holy hell out of you when you're playing it. Because I definitely do sort of take it to the next level sometimes when I get angry at video games. This is always a good way for me to relax. Same as playing Minecraft with Invictus. That's always a relaxing experience. Just sort of sitting back, you know, building stuff and whatnot. I mean, sometimes it's a little frustrating when we're trying to figure things out or anything along those lines, but for the most part, RO is my go-to game whenever I don't have a new series going, which I'm fully aware that I told you guys that I was going to start a new series and that I was actually set on a new series and all that stuff, but I'm having issues just sort of getting up the motivation to actually start the new series and get it moving along, because with school and work and shit like that, when I do a series, I like to release videos frequently. I like to keep like, you know, no more than like a 2-day gap between the videos when I'm actually doing a Let's Play of a full playthrough game. And I realize that right now with school and things like that going on, I don't really have the time that I can dedicate to it. Well, I do. It's just, you know, it becomes stressful. And I'm sure that you guys understand and know where I'm coming from when I say this sort of thing. So I think I'm going to knock out this last Seroma, and then I will actually end up cutting it off. I don't think I'm going to go back to town. I'll do that off camera because that's sort of boring to watch. Actually, I'll probably just add dye. I know I said I wasn't going to do that very much, but right now I feel accomplished. I feel like we got some stuff done. So actually, I'm so close to job leveling. I'm going to get this last job, and then I'm going to leave. I know. I keep suckering in more. But I am going to start the new series soon. I'm just, you know, I just found out that next quarter, if I want to take all the classes that I need to take and still graduate on time, then I am going to pretty much have to go to school every single day of the week, except for through the weekend, which that doesn't matter because I work every day of the weekend. So, you know, I'm a little nerve-wracked right now and just sort of trying to sort stuff out. But once I do, I'm going to get going on the new series, and it'll be a good experience. I'll enjoy doing the playthrough. It's just, you know, right now I'm just working on some stuff. But of course, I'm going to continue doing my TDD, the Delicroix design. I'm going to keep doing that, and Invictus and I are going to do our Stronghold video here soon. So expect more things coming out in the next couple weeks. I know I always say that, but I mean, you know me. I like to post a couple videos a week, so just keep watching. If you like the video, leave me a like. If you favorite it, that would be even cooler. If you comment, I would love that. Tell your friends about me, whatever the hell you want to do. You know, I'm not one to beg for this sort of stuff, but I started getting some feedback from some people at work, and I sort of got this rewarded feeling when people started telling me that they liked my work and things like that, and that they would check me out. So, you know, if you feel like helping me out at all, I would definitely love that. And thanks a lot for watching.